Here goes Saint Maximin, 1v1 against the keeper. Oh, that is saucy from Saint Maximin. Almiron trying to bring it inside, does so successfully. That is unbelievable from Mikel Almiron. We're 2-0 up against Liverpool. Last episode, we sent Liverpool packing in the Community Shield final to win our second trophy of this series. We also did some transfer business, completing the signing of Joe Willock on a permanent deal for about 10 million. But most importantly, this episode is about making signings to make the team even better. We've got about 60 million in our transfer budget, so things are about to get spicy. We're on the hunt for a striker. As well as maybe a midfielder, and all these names could be potential options. We're gonna make a very careful decision in today's episode. We got a lot going on in today's episode as well, not just with the transfer stuff, but Premier League begins in this one as well, which should be super exciting. If you are enjoying the series, I'd really appreciate if you could come in with your support and drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new around here, and let's kick things off. It's press conference time. First question, did you notice that the management wants you to win the Europa League this season? Yep, I did notice that. If you go ahead and look at our board objectives, UEFA Europa League, win the cup. The good thing is it's on low priority, so whatever happens, I doubt the board's gonna sack me, so that is all fine. But still, winning the Europa League, I don't know if we've got enough in the tank to make that happen. We'll see, but I do want to put in a good show in the Europa League and get to the latter knockout stages. We'll see how things go. In terms of like the Premier League and the FA Cup, the objective is to finish in a Europa League spot. So that's definitely doing a lot better than what we did last season and reaching an FA Cup semi-final. I feel like those are very fair objectives. Maybe the Europa League one is a bit too much, but we'll see how things go. Next up, are you going to rate Southampton for cheap good players since they got relegated and probably are in financial disarray? Danny Ings is rumored to push for a Southampton exit, so that is actually a solid question. In this series, Southampton have been relegated, and maybe signing a few of their players could work out really well for us financially. The only player I was like really interested in was James Ward-Prowse, but the problem with this signing is Wolves have got to him first. He's recently joined them, and that means we cannot sign James Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse would have been perfect in our midfield, man. Honestly, alongside Calvin Phillips and maybe Buendia or Joe Willock, he would have formed an incredible trio, but unfortunately, we were too late and Ward-Prowse has been snapped up by Wolves. Now, we'll see over time if there are any Southampton players that interest us, but so far, I'm not too concerned. Ward-Prowse was the man I wanted, but it's not possible this window. Next up, sign Tammy Abraham because it's a realistic signing, plus he's looking to leave in real life as well, and he's also accustomed to playing in the Premier League. Now, I do know Tammy Abraham is struggling to get game time under Thomas Tuchel because of Chelsea's squad depth. It kind of makes sense signing him, as a different Premier League club. I'm sure Tammy Abraham would be open for a deal like this. Plus, he's got good potential. Different attributes to, say, an Alexander Isak. I mean, both are super tall, but Tammy Abraham is more of an aerial player, someone to hold up the play. And honestly, I think he'd complement players like Saint Maximin and Almiron so well that I'm tempted to make this happen. Don't get me wrong, overall, Isak is the far better player with the better potential, but let's be real, we've used Isak so many times in career mode already. I kind of feel like I want to do something different, and trying to make Tammy Abraham the best striker in the Premier League would be a super fun challenge, and that's why I think he's the man we're gonna sign for that number 9 spot. With that press conference done, let's get the business underway. Last episode, we signed Joe Willock on a permanent deal, which was super awesome, and well, he marked that occasion with a goal and an assist against Liverpool in the Community Shield final. As soon as he was brought on as a sub, it showed. The quality was just incredible, and well, deservedly so, he picks up a Player of the Episode award. Before we get any further, a lot of you guys in the comment section have been asking me about what are we gonna do for the sponsor thing this season. I mean, you're not going to be changing shirt sponsor every season, are you? So, of course not. We're going to keep Jeep for a couple of seasons at least. We're going to be doing something different, but I'll be revealing what that is once we're done with, of course, the transfer window. So stay tuned to find out. It's going to be a lot of fun with objectives and also, yeah, just be a bit patient. You know what, guys? Let's secure the striker signing before the Premier League season begins. It just makes sense to do that. Right now, we don't even have a striker at the club. Callum Wilson is out for the next 5 or 6 months. I don't want to be playing Saint Maximin constantly out of position, so let's try and complete this Tammy Abraham deal. He's valued at 30 million. If we can get him for around that valuation, it'd be an awesome transfer. He's on pretty high wages though. Let's see if we can reduce that. Let's sign the 23-year-old English striker. Okay, I'm definitely worried about this transfer. I'm gonna start off with 28 million. That's a bit below his valuation, but I just want to see what Frank Lampard thinks about this. 28 million. They want 33.2. Okay, at least he's willing to negotiate. Let's go up to 30 million. 30 million for Tammy Abraham. Strikers are on the expensive side, so even though he's 79 rated, 30 million for him kind of makes sense. They're willing to accept 30 for him. Yo, let's go. Frank Lampard is willing to work with me on that. 30 million for Tammy Abraham. Now let's get the contract negotiations done. Okay, so he demands an important squad role, which I'm not surprised about at all. He will be a highest rated striker, so there's that. Contract length 5 years. Let's tie him down to the club for as long as possible. Anything else now? Of course, we've got the wages coming up. We'll remove the release clause. He's willing to take a big pay cut. Yo, let's remove that goal bonus. 2.8 million. Nah. We'll remove that. Submit offer. He wants 80,000 per week. That works for me. I'm okay with that. 80,000 per week. And with that, Tammy Abraham to Newcastle United is a done deal. Can he replicate potentially what Alan Shearer managed to achieve at Newcastle? Maybe that's just asking a bit too much, but hopefully he can do something similar. Look at that, boys. 79 rated Tammy Abraham has joined Newcastle. By the way, look at his value. His value has shot up to 34 million already, so I guess it's a good deal. Some of his best stats are his sprint speed, so the good thing is we'll still be able to get in behind defenses with Tammy Abraham. In fact, I'm pretty sure he's faster than Callum Wilson. The strength is there, the heading is there. Expect to maybe see some crosses coming in now, so maybe my play style is going to be a bit different. You're going to see me hold up the ball a lot more. I'm very keen to see how Tammy Abraham fares for us in this series. If things go well, yo, he could be banging in 20-25 goals a season, and that's what I'm hoping for. Definitely got to put him on a development plan to get the best out of him. I'm thinking we got to improve that weak foot, 100%. Skill moves we'll get on, but I think weak foot is so important on this game for a striker at the very least. So we're going to work on the complete striker development plan and get his weak foot up ASAP, because that's super important. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the development plan on Tammy Abraham. The good thing is we're still left with some decent money to work with. About 30 million or so, 27 million. You know, we could just keep adjusting it for the wage budget. And now we need to probably sign a midfielder. Actually, I've got a few questions for you guys. I'm not sure if we should go in for the midfielder or should we go in for a keeper. I think Dubravka can still give us a good season. I still think he can give us a good season, or at least a good 6 months. So I'm not sure whether signing a keeper makes sense. We've got Woodman as backup this season. He's 72 rated. Darlow could be backup, but I think this Woodman guy is much better. But what I'm saying is, do we need to invest in a keeper right now? I'm still really confused. It's either a keeper or a midfielder. I don't mind using Longstaff for the first half of the season and maybe buying a goalkeeper. That could be fine, but it just kind of doesn't make sense considering Dubravka is still 80 rated. He's going to give us a good maybe half a season at the very least. So I'm kind of unsure in that department. Where do we improve next? The midfield or the goalkeeping position? You know what? I'll keep that signing for the next episode so you guys can make a call. Remember, we've got about 30 million to spend. We've got a couple of transfers remaining in this window. If we can fit in both signings, that'll be ideal. But we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts on what we should do next in terms of transfers in this series. For now though, guys, the Premier League season begins and I couldn't be more excited. Last season we finished 10th in the Premier League, which it's okay, it's alright, but that's about it. This season our objective is to qualify for Europa League, and that means finishing 5th, 6th, 7th in that area. So we got to make that happen. And we're starting off the season with a game against Leeds. I do fancy myself here. Tammy Abraham's debut as well. Gonna be a lot of fun. Let's get into it. We're unfortunately gonna have to start Tammy Abraham off the bench because I think he played for Chelsea recently, and because of that his stamina is super low. So we're gonna keep him on the bench, maybe bring him on the second half. Until then, this is how we've got our team set up. Saint Maximin starts as striker for our first Premier League game of the season. He's been in good form. We've got Almiron, Longstaff in midfield. We've also got players like Joe Willock and of course Tammy Abraham on the bench to make an impact. So it's a strong Newcastle team. I'm ready to play Leeds. Let's get into it. We may have a bit of a kit clash for this one. I mean, it's okay. It's manageable, guys. Actually, maybe not. It's kind of painful, but oh well, I think we should get through this one. Also, I'm kind of gutted both our games in this episode are home games because we won't be getting to see the away kit in action. So Yup, that is annoying. Or maybe we'll just figure out using the away kit regardless. We'll see. Oh my god, Leeds United getting in behind with Rodrigo. Rodrigo has done me there. Rodrigo getting inside. Jules Koundé putting in a crucial challenge there. Conceding, as, you know, conceding like that would have been really bad. I don't want to be conceding the first goal in the Prem. We got to be the scorers. Come on. Big season for Longstaff, by the way. I mean, last season he was so important for us. This season, we don't know if he's going to be first choice, depending on whether we sign a midfield or not. So he needs to step up every time he's on the pitch. Ryan Fraser, I see St. Maximin making a good run. Here goes St. Maximin. We know how quick he is. Still St. Maximin. Fake shot inside. That was a bit too much. Maybe I should have just gone for goal. Maybe in a situation like that, someone like Tammy Abraham with the strength could have been helpful. We'll only find out maybe in the second half. Uh-oh, Rodrigo with his space is breaking through. Fabian Schär just cannot keep up with Rodrigo's space, but defensively he is keeping up with him, although pass inside. Now we're seeing some good play from Leeds as they try and bring it further inwards. Oh, that's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant from Leeds. I knew they were scoring the moment that pass was played in. We do concede for the first time in the Premier League in the first game itself. It's Rodrigo with the goal. The worst start possible. Fair enough though, Leeds. This was a solid goal. And we're 1-0 down. Rodrigo with the goal as well. This is going to be a tough game of football. Leeds aren't messing about here. I don't get this game sometimes. How do we go from winning a Community Shield final against Liverpool to then struggling against Leeds United? Like, it just makes no sense, man. Like, honestly. Look at them. They're on the attack again and I just cannot defend against them. It's a nightmare. Fabian Schär wins the challenge, but Rodrigo seemingly does not even move and he wins the ball back again. What a joke. What's happening in this game? This first half has been a disaster. Like, honestly, Pablo Hernandez looking for that pass, finds it. This is chaos. They're probably going to score again. Big block from Jules Koundé, but nothing is going my way in this game. Second half, we need changes. St. Maximin looks for Buendia. Back for St. Maximin. Back for Buendia. This is superb. Goes for goal. No way has Casillas saved that. That was brilliant football. Frustrating, man. We should be at least level with Leeds in this one. Half-time, and you know what? Changes are in order. I'm going to be giving Tammy Abraham his Premier League debut. Let's just make him a striker quickly. There you go. That settles things. We'll also bring on Joe Willock at cam. He's in the form of his life, so why the hell not? Let's hope these changes can help us turn the game around. One thing I do want to do is put Tammy Abraham on stay forward, just so that he's always near the box. St. Maximin. Tammy Abraham, now St. Maximin again. The two are linking up really well. And here goes St. Maximin. 1v1. Has to score. Oh, that's lovely from St. Maximin. Tammy Abraham linking up really well with him. That's what I want him to be. Kind of like a wall. Holding back the two centre-backs. And that's exactly what he did there. Brought the defenders near him. Gave open space for St. Maximin. And once St. Maximin gets that space to run in, of course he's going to deliver for you. He scores his first Premier League goal of the season and it's a good finish as well. 1-1, game on against Leeds. Let's go. Joe Willock. Sees St. Maximin. Once again he's through. This time on his left foot. St. Maximin has turned this game around completely all by himself. Newcastle United now lead 2-1 against Leeds. What a finish. Joe Willock providing the assist, but this was pretty much all about St. Maximin. By the way, the two substitutes that we brought on, Tammy Abraham and Joe Willock, both involved in the goals. Look at that for the finish from St. Maximin. Drive that one in. Casillas got a touch on it, but it wasn't enough to keep it out. St. Maximin makes it 2-1 against Leeds. That's a brace for him. Pretty sure that's one of his first braces in the Premier League in this series. I'm not entirely sure about that stat, but incredible from him. Let's go, guys. We're 2-1 up. Honestly, what a turnaround. I wasn't expecting this. Within a space of like 5 minutes, we've completely turned the game around. Brilliant to see. We are getting our first win of the season tonight, guys. Let's do it. Oh, that is a lovely pass for Rodrigo. Not again. Not again. The open space. Why? What kind of defending was that, honestly? We gave Rodrigo way too much space to work with, and he took complete advantage of that. It's 2-2 against Leeds. Well, that's full time. It's a real shame we couldn't get 3 points here, but we showed a lot of resilience to, turn it around. Of course, defensive mistake at the end there cost us, and well, we're sharing the spoils with Leeds. First game of the season. It's a 2-2 draw. A great show from St. Maximin, but only a draw. He was definitely our best player of the night. But one thing I did like was the impact of the substitutes that we brought on. But yeah, St. Maximin, exceptional performance from him. Let's hope he can keep this up, because I want to see him get Hazard-like numbers, when Hazard was back at Chelsea. If he can do that for us, how crazy would that be? We haven't got an easy start to the Premier League, I suppose, because we're now up against Mourinho's Spurs. Now, I do remember last season we got some good results against them, but they're always a tricky opponent to face, so this should be an interesting game. By the way, we've got a few transfer offers coming in. 6.4 million for Ryan Fraser. Is that a joke? That might be one of the worst transfer offers I've seen. I've never seen such an undervalued transfer offer. He's worth like 17 million and you're offering me peanuts. Like what? Rejecting the offer 100%. We've also got offers for Paul Dummett. I'm happy to keep him because he's good backup. Same with Fabian Schär. I mean, he's our captain. We're not selling him even to Real Madrid. It's kind of crazy though. Real Madrid want him, but nope. He ain't going anywhere. You know what, guys? More than a goalkeeper, we might be in need of a backup fullback because Kraft is fairly average. We don't really have another backup left back and that could prove to be costly. So I'm thinking instead of a goalkeeper, we'll just hang on to Dubravka for now. We got to get a backup fullback because having only Jamal Lewis is scary. If he gets injured, we're basically finished. Guys, I think I found the perfect player to loan in and that's Nuno Tavares. The only problem with this is I'm not sure if they'll be willing to loan him out. He plays for Benfica, so a player like him, them allowing him to get loaned out, it just doesn't make sense. But you know what? What's the harm in trying? Let's see if we can loan in Nuno Tavares. He's got very good potential. If we can get him on a loan to buy deal, how insane would that be? Okay, so Benfica are willing to loan him out. Now that is a good start. Let's try out a loan to buy deal and see how that works. That sounds practical. Now this is brilliant. Okay, perfect. Let's try out a 2-year deal so that we don't have to pay for him for as long as possible. Now they're only willing to do a 1-year deal. That makes sense, so can't complain. We'll accept that. And now let's try and figure out a fee. Okay, first is the wage split. Let's offer 40-60. Yo, this is a bargain. We're just paying 2.7k. £2,700. Imagine the scenes. And they're willing to accept that. What kind of wages is he on at Benfica? Makes no sense. So they want a 12 million transfer fee and they want a 28% sell-on clause on him. Okay. I'm gonna definitely try and reduce that transfer fee to 10 million, similar to what we did with, of course, Joe Willock. Submit offer and let's see if they're willing to accept this. What? Guys, I think I've been bamboozled. Now they're asking for 19. Yo, what is this? You know what, guys? We gotta fix up this situation here, and I'm thinking, we'll give them back that sell-on clause. We'll give them 25%. 28% isn't even available. How did they even offer me that? The game's gone. The game's glitched, guys. And we'll counter back to 13 million. I feel so stupid now doing this deal. Guys, what kind of a negotiator is this man? What's going on here? What is going on here? He's increasing the transfer fee every time. Okay, we'll bring this down to we'll give him a 25% sell-on clause. And we'll give him 16 million. I'm getting mugged off here. I should have accepted the first offer. I'm an idiot, guys. I'm literally an idiot. What have I done? You know what, guys? We'll accept this. And next season, depending on his growth, we'll decide whether we sign Nuno Tavares or not. But my God, have I just done the worst deal in history? We had him for 13 million. And we're now going to have to pay 19.5 if we sign him next season. Wow, am I an idiot. Nuno Tavares still needs to decide whether he wants to sign with us or not. So until then, it's time to play another Premier League game. And that is going to be against Spurs, who've, by the way, lost their first game of the season. Might be an ideal time to play them then. Let's get into this. This legit explains why we're in desperate need of another midfielder. Look at Longstaff's stamina right now. It's so low. He can't play this game against Spurs. We're going to have to bring on the other Longstaff, Matthew Longstaff. And also look at Jamal Lewis's stamina. I don't think I can play him for this game as well. I'm hoping the Nuno Tavares deal goes through soon because we'll need him. For now, I'm going to be playing Dummett as our left back. And this is scary. Wow. You know what, guys? Screw it. I'm still going to use Jamal Lewis. I don't care about his stamina. We'll bring on Dummett at some point. But that's the team I'm using. Tammy Abraham makes his first start for the Newcastle team. And we're up against Spurs. They've got Kane, Son, Ali, your classic insane Spurs team. They've lost their first game, so let's take advantage of that. I don't know how we're playing back-to-back home games in the Premier League to start things off, but I guess it works in our favour. We've got to beat Spurs here to get our first win of the season, especially since they've taken an L already. I feel like, they're not in their best of form, and maybe we can take advantage of that. Let's see if we can see a good display from the likes of, Tammy Abraham, who's making his debut. I want to see him score desperately, and I'm sure, being a former Chelsea player, he'd love to score against Spurs. There's no denying, in this series, I've been far better against the big sides because of the fact that I play on the counter with this Newcastle team, so I'm hoping that'll be the case again here, but so far, we're seeing Harry Kane really get involved. Now, Dele Alli back to Kane. We got to prevent him from shooting, with Jamal Lewis just about does so, but it's chaos all round. Dubravka has to come and collect. Early 7 minutes, and wow, what even is happening here? Shocking defending from us, but we survive. How is Dele Alli getting that lucky bounce there for him? Oh, Fabian Schär with a super clutch interception and that pass. My God, it's distressful. The pace Spurs have in their attack with Lucas Moura and Son on either side, it's legit scary. Also, it's a big game for Matthew Longstaff. He's getting a chance because, well, we don't have Jonjo Shelvey at the club anymore. And, of course, Sean Longstaff isn't fully fit, so I'm very eager to see how he plays. That wasn't a good interception at all, but Fabian Schär helps us out. So in this game so far, it's been all about defending right now. And I see Jamal Lewis making a good run. We could do something with this. Ball played in for Tammy Abraham. The header is decent, and that's what you're going to get with Tammy Abraham throughout the season. But, the Spurs keeper was alert to it. Harry Kane running through, finds Dele Alli. Oh, he's done me there. The pass for Kane was superb. There's nothing stopping that. Harry Kane makes it 1-0. We could be off to a disastrous start in the Premier League this season at this rate. How we needed that win against Leeds, man. Oh, so frustrating we could only get a point there. Now, Spurs are leading 1-0. So far this season, both the games that we've played, we've conceded first. Like, unacceptable, man. We've got to be more strong defensively. Anyways, let's force our way back into the game. Oh my God, Lucas Moura now getting in behind. Danger for us. And well, we're 2-0 down to Spurs. Disaster continues. We just cannot keep up with Spurs' attack. We're getting exposed. Second Premier League game of the season, and we're going to take an L. We're going to have 1 point after 2 games. This is not the start I intended to have in this series, but oh well, we're going to still fight back and try our best in this one. Tammy Abraham now looks for Ryan Fraser, who has got in behind. Problems could arise here for Spurs. Back inside. That's so bad from Ryan Fraser, man. How? Why is he trying a back heel there, not a simple pass? The one chance we get to go forward and he does that. Just awful. Looks for Longstaff. We need to get the ball towards the box here. Tammy Abraham finds Longstaff. And now it is Ryan Fraser. Brings it in. Looks for Tammy Abraham. Chance to shoot. It gets blocked off by Sanchez. We're getting better in the game, but the fact that we're 2-0 down, the pressure's on us. And we just aren't delivering. There's something wrong with Buendia, guys. He's just not clicking for me this season. I'm bringing on Joe Willock once again. Joe Willock again, and now Saint Maximin. This is much better from us. Still Saint Maximin. Looks for the cross back in for Tammy Abraham. That is the worst bicycle kick attempt I've ever seen. Joe Willock wins that. Looks for Tammy Abraham. The hold-up play is decent, but the pass was a bit slow. And oh my God, Matthew Longstaff. How bad can a player be? He's having a shocker, man. Next episode, midfielder signing has to happen regardless of whatever you guys say. We need a midfielder next episode. Oh my God, Bergwijn has gotten in behind. He's going for the chip and he gets the chip. This is embarrassing. One of our worst nights in this series. 3-0 down to Spurs. And Bergwijn does his classic celebration. We just haven't been able to compete in this one. Calvin Phillips driving the ball forward. I see some movement. Finally, Tammy Abraham making that run. Chance for him to score his first for the club. Tammy Abraham does score. But I doubt he'll care about this. His first goal in a Newcastle shirt is in a 3-1 defeat, I suppose. But still a good moment for him, I guess. He made a very good run and broke through the defensive line. The finish was solid, but still, we're losing 3-1, so it doesn't matter all that much. Back for Saint Maximin. And now it's Tammy Abraham. Tries to find Saint Maximin. Tammy Abraham goes down inside the box. We get a penalty in the 80th minute of the game. And of course, it's Clement Lenglet who gives it away. This is it. We've got a chance to score and we'll be just a goal behind within the last 10 minutes. Oh, how this game has completely changed now. Who do I take this penalty though with? I'm confused. Fabian Schär? Is he our best penalty taker? I'm taking it with Tammy Abraham, man. He earned it. He deserves to take it. A huge penalty in this series. Tammy Abraham's going to go right. No, man, no. My God. That was our chance. The keeper guessed right. Of course he did. I hate this game, honestly. Joe Willock bombing forward. Looks for Saint Maximin. Good delivery for Tammy Abraham. No way has he not scored that. And that's full time. Towards the end of the game, Tammy Abraham really looked like a dangerous striker, but that missed penalty. We could have maybe got a point from this game, you know. I'm gutted. I'm honestly gutted. We played so bad in the first 60 minutes of the game. We're going to have a long season ahead if we play like this. There needs to be a lot of improvements to this Newcastle team, and that starts with the midfield. We need to sign a midfielder. Wow, is that a massive offer for Jamal Lewis? 27.4 million? That is huge. He's going to be worth a lot of money in the future, but rejecting the offer, there's no need for us to sell Jamal Lewis. Also, Nuno Tavares has been loaned in, so at least there's a bit of good news after that big defeat that we've just taken. Nuno Tavares already being 74 rated is pretty nice, although I doubt I'm going to be paying that insane amount for him next season. We could have got him for so much cheaper. I'm literally the worst negotiator ever. But anyways, he's a part of the setup. Yup, we're 14th in the Premier League, but hopefully next episode we can change that because our next couple of Prem games are relatively winnable, you know, Palace and Wolves. Okay, Wolves maybe not, but Palace definitely we gotta win. Player of the episode for me, I think it's gotta be Saint Maximin. I mean, overall we were all terrible in this episode, but Saint Maximin scored a brace, got us a draw in that first game, so it's probably gonna be him. Also, this is where we're gonna be ending off today's episode of the Newcastle career. Big episode. We signed Tammy Abraham. He's already scored his first for the club, and of course we signed Nuno Tavares on a loan deal. Next episode, we got to bring that midfielder in. We saw how bad we were without Longstaff, you know, the big one, Sean Longstaff. We saw how bad we were, and that's why I think we need a big upgrade in that department. So that's going to happen in the next episode. Should be a lot of fun. We're probably going to wrap up transfer window. And yeah, stay tuned to find out what happens next. If you're enjoying this series, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new around here, and well, I'll catch you all next time.